Welcome back, guys. This is interior tour number 5. I went up to this guy's house, I knocked on his door, and I asked him, what do you do for a living? The homeowner actually owns a real estate brokerage, and he's invited me and all of you back, like you've seen in the other videos, to do an entire home tour and interview telling us how he got this house, how he got those awesome cars. I'm super excited. Without further ado, this home belongs to Sam McDadi. Let's go knock and let's get inside. And the knock. Hello.
Hey.
Thank you so much for inviting me back.
Come on in, guys.
Awesome. The house looks amazing. Wow. Sam, I want to say thank you so much for inviting me to your house. Who are you as a being at your core?
You know, I've been in the real estate industry for 30 years, but prior to that, I was on a tennis scholarship many years ago. Then I did an MBA, worked in corporate finance for a couple of years, realized it wasn't my calling, so I got into real estate and finally felt like this is where I need to be. And after I completed my undergrad, I decided to continue on with my education, did an MBA at the University of South Carolina, then came back home after that.
Okay, so are you an American citizen or a Canadian?
I'm a Canadian.
You said you're a Canadian citizen, but what's your background? Do you have some sort of family roots?
Yeah, sure. I'm Lebanese background and obviously Canadian today. So this kitchen was put in a few years ago. It's really incredible. This is a Miele oven range. It's top of the line. So we've got a chef who comes here every day and makes incredible gourmet food, but this kitchen works really well for us. And I love the white theme as well too. So
you're in real estate now. How did you get there? What put you in that direction?
My dad had a very successful business, and unfortunately, as around 15, 16, it failed, and he had to declare bankruptcy, etc. So my motivation back then was to somehow find a way to work really hard to take care of my family. You know, when I saw my dad lose everything, and it really affected him emotionally, I wanted to kind of step up and take care of my family. And he passed away almost 20 years ago, but the good thing, just before he passed, you know, he knew everybody in the family would be taken care of. I'd achieved success to the point where nobody would have to worry about, you know, finances, and I think that was very comforting for me to know that, you know, he'd be at peace knowing that my mom would be taken care of. So one of the things I really wanted was a large walk-in closet with an island. The guys did a great job here. It fulfills all our requirements. So it's really important for me to have everything really organized. Even if you see here, for example, everything's really neatly done. When I got into real estate, it was really tough. The first year or two, I was stumbling around. I didn't have clients, I didn't have contacts, but I was determined to do well. So I'd like knock on doors just like you do, and you know, and a lot of times it was no, but I just thought this is what I want to do, and I'm committed to giving it the best shot I could. First year in the business, I was trying to find my way. I knew I liked it, but I was struggling. I remember one day I did 2 deals, and I was super excited. I said, great. And I actually started counting, I made X dollars, I can pay off some debts and And the next day, my mortgage broker said, oh, the first deal you did, unfortunately, they went bankrupt a month ago and they don't qualify. That was kind of a bit of a dagger, but I thought, okay, I've got 1 deal, that's still okay. The next day, that lady called me and said, listen, Sam, you did a great job. You showed me 100 houses, which I did, but unfortunately, I think I'm gonna move to the States, that deal's off.
What?
So I was like,
so you lost 2 deals back to back.
Yeah, and it was like, and back then that was such an important, of course you're not counting the money, but I had debt and I want to get out of debt and that was important for me. So, but I still said, I still think this is the right business for me. And I always tell people, listen, there's times you have, turns and bends, you got to decide what you're going to do. You just have to have the fortitude to believe in yourself. So I just stayed the course. We invested in a hyperbaric chamber, which actually LeBron James has the same one. It's very therapeutic. Oxygen is really kind of a key for longevity.
What time do you wake up in the morning?
I usually wake up 7:30 every morning. I'm fortunate, I get a massage every day at 8 o'clock. Then 9 o'clock I do yoga every day. Then I have a workout and I do boxing. If I put into myself, do all the right things, then I've got a lot of I can put out, right? So from there I'll work till 2, 3 in the morning. It doesn't matter, because really health is wealth.
So how often do you use the home theater here?
Not enough. Not enough for sure, but it's it's a good room. We've got karaoke there as well too.
I noticed that.
It's kind of fun, right? So
I see the ads of you around town. Some of them are hilarious. What does the one say? The steps? Tell me about that.
Oh, our marketing guy, who's really a genius, Tom. He said 10 things to do. Call us. We'll take care of the other 9.
How many ads do you think you have running around the city?
Oh, we've got, I think probably 150, 200 bus shelters. We're on CP24 every hour on the hour. So we're really we're big believers of marketing. I think that's one of the things.
Definitely, it works, right?
You spend money, you make money. So I love my sports, and sportsman really is a big part of my basement here. So DeMar DeRozan here, who's a client of ours. Bob McAdoo, who's my neighbor in Florida, who's an all-star Hall of Famer. Vincent Tracy here. Of course, you've got GSP, the legend. I'm very happy to have this picture. It's a signed Muhammad Ali glove, and Mike Tyson, I met him in Vegas as well. And tennis really is my favorite sport. These are the three best of all time. You've got Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, so I was happy to have met them all, and yeah, this basement's kind of an inspiration for all my sports teams.
Where do you look for style and ballpark? How much do you think you've spent on it or spend on it regularly?
This year's a little different. I mean, because of COVID, I probably, was able to scale back a little bit because I couldn't shop,
I
right?
guess there's nowhere to go,
It's online. But, I was going to the Raptors, and I sit beside Nav, the super fan.
Yeah.
So every game I wanted to make sure I had different attire, and that was important for me.
Yeah,
So
I guess
I was
so,
shopping.
there's so many people seeing you, right?
So I was shopping every week. Like I said, in high school, I was kind of a shy kid, and I wasn't part of the, A-list group and stuff.
Yeah.
So went to university, everything changed. Like all of a sudden, you're a kid from Canada on a tennis ride, and you get some recognition, and you start believing in yourself, and everything started, going positively after that.
What was your first tennis racket for any of the tennis fans?
That's a great question. It's probably maybe a Dunlop, the wood frame rackets for sure, which is crazy.
Would you tell people that it's a good idea to invest in real estate?
1,010%. Yeah, I'm a big believer in investing in real estate for building long-term wealth creation. And if people can start off young, they're well off to the races. Most of the people, if they're renting, they find a way to spend their disposable income, right? So they're not saving any money. But if you're buying real estate, it's a forced saving mechanism, which is going to appreciate without a shadow of a doubt. There's going to be ebbs and flows in the market. There always is. But historically, if you look at 10-year windows, prices always double. They always double. We're looking at properties. Sometimes I just sold a house on the water that needs a bit of work, but it's on the water. They bought it for $500,000 as a lot, maybe put $500,000 into it. They sold it for $6 million, right? So, I mean, that's crazy, right?
Sam, this house is massive. What's the square footage?
About 9,000 square feet.
Wow, that's a big one. I think that might be the biggest one,
Oh, is it?
actually.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
That I've done an interior tour in, for sure. But every single square foot in here is well decorated. It looks phenomenal. What do you think in terms of square footage? How much of the square footage do you use?
Wow, that's a good question. Not 9,000.
How many bathrooms, bedrooms, living rooms? Tell us about the house in terms of numbers.
So bathrooms, 9 bathrooms, I believe.
I love every time I ask somebody this question,
You start counting.
they
right?
count
Yeah.
like they don't know on the top of their
Yeah.
head, and it's miraculous to me. But I guess you gotta count. There's a lot of really cool bathrooms.
Yeah, I think one day I was trying to do the math. I think 9 bathrooms and like 17 TVs or something like that.
Wow. What are 3 things, Sam, that you would tell your younger self from now to then?
One is always have the courage and conviction to follow your heart. Don't let people tell you you can't succeed, because you're the master of your own destiny, right? And I think that's important, because a lot of people will listen to others and they'll discourage them, and they won't take a chance or opportunity that maybe could have led to something really positive, right? And I think that's really important. I would say read, really empower yourself. I mean, you can do a lot of things, watch TV with shows that aren't going to give you that much, but if you have time to read and empower and enrich yourself, that's really important. I think most of the people who are successful are readers by and large, and they learn from that. And they're reading books that are going to be beneficial for their growth process, and I think that's really important as well. And don't be afraid. Like people, like I said earlier, you have one life, one shot at this, so give it your all. And if you fail, it's okay. You can get back up and try again, but it'd be terrible to be on your deathbed and think, oh, I wish I did this. You don't have that chance to do that in your deathbed, so do it today, right?
Sam, I really want to say thank you. The opportunity to sit down with you and hear where you came from, how you got to where you are today is such a pleasure, especially getting to see your entire house. I usually finish with a question with you. Is there anything that you want to tell the audience? Anything that we kind of didn't cover but you would love to inform?
I was initially, as you know, Aaron, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this, and you talked about the reasons of doing this and kind of inspiring people. I said this is a good reason for us to get on and talk about what it takes to be successful and some attributes. And when you see successful people, whether it's athletes, business people, you can be that person. Just believe in yourself, and it's going to take time, but you can achieve. I
think you gave a lot of valuable advice, and your home is beautiful, and I'm glad we could show everything and listen to your story.
Thank you, Aaron. It's a pleasure, and a pleasure getting to know you better as well, too.
Awesome. Thank you. Tell me that you like karaoke.
Oh, of course. I love karaoke, for sure. I mean, I have a terrible voice, but I don't mind showcasing it.
That's awesome.
Say you don't need no diamond rings, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me you want those kind of things that money just can't buy. That's it.
How's it going? Thank you so much for watching right until the end. I hope you found this video informative and inspirational. Sam McDadi is such a unique character and he's done so well in his life, and I'm hoping that you can retain something that he taught me and you from this video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Aaron Vankampen. I go up to mansions, knock on their doors, and ask them the question we all want to know. What do you do for a living?